Hey there, scientists! Today, we are going to investigate the interactions of Earth's systems. And today, you are going to be able to say that you can model the interactions of the Earth's major systems, and you can describe how the geosphere, the atmosphere, the hydrosphere, and the biosphere interact. Now, before we begin today, you are going to need some materials and or some supplies. So first thing that you're going to need is you're going to need a clear plastic bottle with the top cut off. So I actually have two bottles right here, and you can use any size of bottle that you have available. If you have a 2-liter bottle, use that. If you have a 20-ounce bottle, you can also use that. So I'm going to use this one because it's clear. If you want to use a green one or a different colored one, that could be part of your experiment, and you can investigate that. You're also going to need some gravel. You are going to need some potting soil or some dirt, and you could find dirt outside. I'm using this potting soil that school will have available for those of you who have access to it. You're going to need some water, and then I don't have any small plants. You might have small plants. You can have access to those if you can get those. But I'm just going to use some ryegrass seed. This is just some ryegrass seed, just some regular grass seed, and this will work perfect for my investigation. And then I don't have masking tape, but what I do have is I have some clear packing tape. And with my bottle being so small, this will be helpful so I can see what I am actually looking at. So I can look inside of my small terrarium here, and I can view all of the interactions and what's happening. So we have the Earth's major systems, the hydrosphere, the geosphere, the biosphere, and the atmosphere. And they're all going to interact with each other. And what we're going to do is you are going to build all of the Earth systems in one bottle. So you're going to see how all of those things interact. You know that the geosphere, the atmosphere, and the hydrosphere interact when water falls as precipitation and enters the soil. So we're going to see if we can make that system work inside of a bottle like this. We're going to jump in and read through this right now. Remember, you are doing an investigation. You need to take the precautions that you need to keep your area clean, to keep your area safe, to keep you safe. And as we read through the investigations and the steps, think about how can you be safe while you do all of these things. So how can you model interactions among the Earth's major systems? Well, Earth's four spheres or systems interact in multiple ways. You can make a terrarium to model how the geosphere, the atmosphere, and the biosphere interact. So first thing we did, we gathered all of our materials. I have all my materials right here in front of me. Step one. So we are going to put about 2.5 centimeters of gravel at the bottom of our plastic bottle. So I'm going to have about 2.5 centimeters at the bottom of my plastic bottle. Okay. So if you have a bigger bottle, you're going to need some more gravel, some more rocks. Now this is just aquarium rocks, but you might be able to find some stuff out in your yard. You might have some gravel around that you can just put that on top. So about 8 to 10 centimeters of soil right there. In step 3, what I'm going to do is I'm going to plant my plants. Now, if you have live plants, you're going to have to gently place the plant's roots in the soil and dig a little bit of hole in there. Since I don't have live plants, all I have is I just have some seeds. I'm just taking a pinch of my ryegrass seeds and I am just spreading them across the top, and I'm just going to kind of bury them a little bit. I might actually come back over here to my dirt, add a little bit more soil, some more potting soil on top so that I can have those buried. And then I'm going to add water until it covers the gravel layer. Okay, so just slowly, carefully adding water until I see it run down here into the bottom of my gravel layer. Okay, and then now My next step is I need to place my top back on. Now, this bottle is shaped a little funky, but it actually makes it easier for me to get that to seal back on. So I want that sealed and seated on there. And then I'm going to use my tape and I'm going to tape a seal around the terrarium. So the reason that I am sealing off of this terrarium is because I want to keep my cap on. I'm trying to make a closed system where all of the actions will happen inside of this system. So I have some air trapped in here as my atmosphere. I have my soil. I will have some plant life from my biosphere, and then I added some water from my hydrosphere. So I'll have the geosphere, the atmosphere, the biosphere, and the hydrosphere all inside of this closed system. And then I'm going to observe it like a scientist would. So you then, after you build your terrarium, you need to place your terrarium in an area with a medium amount of light. So do not put this thing in direct sunlight, not right beside a window. You want to put it so it's off away from the sunlight, from a window directly, but so that it gets the sunlight it needs so that it can grow. And then you're going to observe it for a couple of weeks or longer. And you need to record those observations. You need to record those observations someplace, whether it's your science notebook, if it's inside of this lesson, if you create an extra page and you record what you notice and see, you need to record your observations somewhere for the weeks to see what things change and what you notice. When you get all of those observations recorded, you're going to ask yourself some questions like, did your observations support your predictions? Did what you think was going to happen in here actually happen? Okay. Did you see all four spheres interacting? How is the way the water moves through your terrarium similar to the way water interacts with the atmosphere surrounding Earth? Or how is this model similar to how the four systems of the Earth interact? As you work through this, this is an investigation. You're trying to see how you can create a closed system and what that can teach you about the system that is here on Earth and how those systems interact. As you go forward, you are going to answer some questions. You're going to talk about what materials in your terrarium represent each of the Earth's four major systems, and you're going to infer. After a time, or you're going to be able to explain, how are the plants in your terrarium interacting with the hydrosphere? And you're going to infer, after a time, drops will begin to collect on the plastic bottle. What two processes in the atmosphere allow water to collect there? So you're going to think about all of those things that you know. You are going to be a critical thinker. You are going to do amazing stuff here, and you're going to observe how you can make a terrarium and how that model can show the interactions of the Earth's major systems, and how you can describe how the geosphere, the atmosphere, the hydrosphere, and the biosphere interact. Good luck, scientists.